welcome to 5 Steps to Your Dream Business. So I'm here today with my good friend and amazing colleague, Mieke, who is going to be teaching us a lot about dance and facilitator and how we can really bring this into our business. I'll be talking about like business as well. And well, but first I'm going to introduce you to her so you get to know her a little bit better. So Mieke is the CEO of Moving Hearts Therapy, where she offers transformational inner journeys through therapy and coaching, workshops and team building, and also creative healing retreats and trainings. That is something we're going to be talking about today. So stay tuned to get all the juicy details about it. And she really focuses on creativity as a healing tool. So this is absolutely amazing because we get to heal through movement and through dance and all this fun stuff. So she's specialized in dance and movement therapy, psychodrama, art therapy, laughter, yoga, and much more. And she has helped many people around the globe to reconnect with themselves and support them through difficult life crises and make needed adjustments to get on track again for over 18 years now. So I'm so happy that I get to spend some time with her and with some time with you as well today as we go through this beautiful training for you to learn how to get dance involved into your business and make it super profitable. So stay tuned and here's Mieke.
Hi, thank you, Leni. I'm really excited to be here with all of you. That was a really beautiful introduction, heartwarming. And I would love to take, before we start with sharing all the content that we have in mind for you that we prepared, I would like to talk a little bit about who Leni is, because that is also important that you can situate and get a bit more taste of her background. So Leni is actually the founder of the Retreat Planner, which is a global agency that helps spiritual entrepreneurs create profitable and unforgettable retreats. She has over 19 years of experience in marketing and strategy, brand development, and business elevation. So Leni has worked with top brands like Marriott and has launched successful marketing campaigns and loyalty programs. And Leni's passion is really to guide life coaches, transformational coaches, shamans, meditation teachers, yoga teachers, and so on, and really guide them towards the most expensive version of their businesses. So I imagine that plenty of you are also coaches and healers. So she is really specialized in working with this specific niche, right? And we actually met first through a podcast. Like she invited me as a guest. We had an interview, and then a few weeks later, we actually met in person by coincidence in a music night, which was just a really happy coincidence. And now, so many months later, we are here together creating this beautiful program for all of you. So I'm really excited to share this with Leni, because I really value her expertise. I really could sense that also during the podcast and the many conversations that we had afterwards, that she really can pinpoint things that I needed to think about. And she's really great in asking me to the point questions that really got me some steps further. And I really wish it, and I'm sure that she will do this tonight for you as well in this beautiful webinar. All right, so enough talking for now. Let's drop into the body a little bit. So I would like you to just close your eyes for a few seconds. Make sure that your feet are touching the ground, that you can feel your sit bones. You can sit up with a straight spine. Feel the connection with the floor. And slowly you can go inwards. Connect with yourself. And start observing your breath without changing it. And while you continue breathing, I want you to sense your entire body. Sense all the different body parts. And maybe there is one body part that is calling you right now because there is a different sensation. And I want to ask you to connect with that body part and really focus on it. And breathe towards that body part and see if you can give it a little bit more space. Give it a little bit more breath. And maybe there is another body part that is calling your attention. And also there, I want you to go 100% with your attention there. Connect with it, really be present. Instead of pushing away, we go towards it and explore and sense and breathe. And slowly you can center again and just scan your entire body. And just sense and feel the shifts, the energy shifts. Maybe also how you created more space in your body. Maybe your breath has changed. Just observe without judging anything. And when you're ready to come back, you can slowly open your eyes again. All right. So I would like to invite you to really keep this connection, this self-connection, so you can also absorb everything that we will say here, that you can also feel it, because this is not only a mental webinar, it really is about embodiment. It's about sensing and feeling and how you can also create your business with that, because our body is a very important part of our being and everything that we create and want to set out into this world. So I would, we will share with you now the Transformation Accelerator formula.
So now we're going to be covering the Transformation Accelerator formula. And this is something that for me is so important to explain to you, because it's going to give you this huge understanding of everything that we're going to be covering throughout this session, right? So we're going to be covering these three main topics are the client, facilitator, and business. And I can already give you a little bit of like a hint of how this all works together. So basically, for you to have a successful business, you need to have these three pieces in place, right? You need to be you who wants to have a business, right? And have the tools and the skills and all the things to create transformation in people's lives. You need to have a client, someone who's willing to pay for you, for your services, right? And then you have to have a business to find these clients and to keep finding them in the future so they show up, and then you have more business and you can grow and you can scale, right? If one of these are missing, the reality is that it's very, very difficult to scale. You cannot really have a business without a facilitator, right? Or someone who's a person who's giving the service. And you cannot have a business and a facilitator without clients being a successful and profitable business. I hope this makes sense, because really once you have these three pieces in place, everything works together. Now I'm going to go deeper into the connections between each one of them. So the client, that is a person who is purchasing your services as a dance facilitator, therapist, HR trainer, social worker. There's so many different people who can actually use this dance facilitator training, are the people who are looking for a client that has something that needs to be solved, a transformation that needs to be created, a transition in their lives that they need to go through, right? And if they don't have a person who can help them through this process, they have to do it on their own. The reality is that if we get someone to help us through the process, we can always go so much faster, right? There is this African proverb that tells you, if you go alone, you're going to go far, but if you go together, you're going to go further, or something like that. Anyway, the point is, when we work together with other people, our growth and our experience increments in such a higher rate. So it allows us to really go into the next step. And between a client and a facilitator, what gets created is this relationship where there is trust, right? So the client is going to trust you to talk about things where he gets to be vulnerable or where he's missing something, and you will be able to help them with that. And in the same way, between a client and a business, there needs to be a transaction, right? If there's no transaction, there's no transformation. You need to be sure that there is something that people are buying, so it actually becomes a business. If someone is not buying anything from you, the business will not thrive and will not succeed, because then you do need money to keep a business floating, right? Many times we think, oh, because I'm a therapist or a facilitator and I don't have an office and I only have a website and I only do things on Facebook, we think our expenses are very, very low. But think about it, your business even has a cost of, maybe you have Canva Pro to create these beautiful presentations, right? Maybe you're paying for a website that is hosting all the information. Maybe you paid a designer, a copywriter. These expenses are part of your business and they are necessary for a business to grow, right? You might have a funnel system all the way into it. So many times we just think, oh, I don't really have so many expenses, so if I don't get many clients, it doesn't make a difference. But the reality is that if you want to create more transformation and impact in the world, you want to make sure that people have a place where they can go and pay you, right? So many times with my clients, I even tell them, forget about having a website or a landing page that really takes you through everything that you need to do that maybe takes you 6 months to build. Just create a Stripe payment link so people can actually get and pay you, and you can put a description of what they're getting when they're paying for this, right? So go less is more, go simple, and just get yourself out there and doing it, and get the trainings that you need to become more successful, right? And then later in the moment, you can have a beautiful website and you can have all the systems and you can have an assistant and you can have anything that you desire to grow your business. And now between the business of the facilitator, there has to be something that they have in common, right? They need to have a strategy in place for your business to be able to grow. So it's so important for this to happen in that beautiful, beautiful connected way, because the reality is that if you don't have a strategy, you're just throwing rocks in the river and there's no bridge being built. So you want to make sure that you're putting a strategy together, thinking of the things that you want to create in this world. But something that I do truly believe that the three have in common, and when they come together, they create this beautiful thing, is transformation. Because when you have a client, you have a facilitator, and you have a business where they can find you and they can come buy from you, you can actually help them create transformation in their lives. There's so many people in this world, 8 billion people out of it. And I truly believe that all of us have something to heal. And what a better way to do it than with movement. So now I'm going to let Mieke take us through the client piece and teach us a little bit more about the clients and how this can take you to the next level.
Okay, so let's start with zooming into the part of the client, which is very fundamental, because as Leni explained, without a client, no business, no facilitator, right? So a client, it can also be a participant if you work with groups and so on. Just fill in whatever name tag is most convenient for you. Maybe it's coachy and so on. I have the tendency to talk about clients because that is what I work with the most as a psychotherapist. So a client comes with something that, with a problem, an issue. The person wants a change, right? There is no satisfaction anymore, and often there is a lot of suffering. So they want a shift, and that is what the facilitator can bring. So I want you, before we dive even deeper, I would like you to pause the video and really take something to write, because we will be asking you some self-reflection questions, and it's going to be much more interesting, and it will take you deeper if you even do the exercise, right? So if you need a break, just pause, and otherwise just stay with me. So I want you now to really think about what kind of person do you serve? What is actually the problem or the issue that your client or participant is facing. Why do they need your help? And it's really important to pinpoint this, because this is the base. It's the base of the work that you will be doing. It's the base of your business. And only if you have it clear, they will be able to recognize themselves in the description, and they will be able to really say like, okay, this is what I need, right? So you can take a moment for that. So I will also give you some examples of my practice. So most people, to me, they're like they have general profiles, right? So it can be that someone comes to me because they need more energy because they're in a burnout, or they have psychosomatic complaints. They feel different things in the body and there is no explanation for it. It can be stress, it can be sleeping problems, or maybe difficulty to take decisions, perfectionism, low self-esteem, and so on. It really is a long list. And it can seem that it's very, very different, all of these problems. But in the end, they have something in common. So what they have in common is that there is a difficulty to connect with the body, a difficulty to connect with themselves, with their emotions. Because all of these issues arise when someone is too much stuck in their minds. Yeah. So that is also the base of somatic work, right? So also think for yourself, like, why do you think that that is very useful? Why is body-oriented work required for them to heal, for them to change, for a transformation to happen? Also think for your own clients. So for me, it's all about self-connection, right? As I said before. Also, the body actually brings you into the present moment. And that is what all these meditations are about. It's to bring the present moment. And the most easy thing is to have the body as an anchor. And when we are in the present moment, we don't think anymore. And there is no space for anxiety, just to give an example, right? So that is really, really important to understand this mechanism. Then also, many people, they cannot really verbalize yet what the problem is, and they need an extra language. And that is actually the body, because the body speaks. We don't always understand what the body is saying to us, but it is speaking all the time. And through somatic work, through facilitating that inner process, we can actually start to understand what the body is saying to us. What is actually the hidden message there? So the body really can fly. I am sure that you all have heard it as a cliche, but it really is true. The body carries so much information. Like all the past experiences, all tensions, everything is actually stored in our fascia, in our muscles. So that is why somatic work is very powerful, because it allows us to release tensions, to release stress, to release traumatic events, and so on. And we can do this through different kinds of somatic work. For me, I work a lot with dance and movement, but it can also be tension or trauma release. It can be massage, and so on. The list is endless. And yeah, so it's also really important to just like stay curious and also maybe integrate more tools, so you can actually help your clients in different ways, because every client is different. It's for us to adapt us to the unique situation of our clients. And then also, as a last point here, I actually want to accentuate that for me, a transformation isn't really complete if there is no body part, if there is no transformation at the body level, because we are a multidimensional being with different dimensions, and the body is just fundamental, right? So I think that is the most about it. And then also know that embodiment has several, like, can do several things. And I actually want to give the case of myself. always what is a better case than speaking about yourself. So also know that that is important as a facilitator, to know your own story with embodiment. So for me, I actually used to be very shy, very fearful as a child. And I was also at a certain point in my youth overweight. And this made me very uncomfortable and very overconscious as a teenager. And going to dance parties, it would just make me feel horrible because of my negative body image. So that is a little bit where I was coming from. Then along the way, during my life, growing up, several times I actually got exposed and invited for somatic work. And slowly I started to get more comfortable with myself, until a point that I started to enjoy myself and new positive stories got created. And I think that is really important, because that is what a client is looking for, like the new stories with their body. And then for one or the other reason, I started to specialize in dance therapy, which was very unexpected. I never planned for it. I got invited and I said yes. And I discovered something very interesting, because as I started to work with myself, I started to open up my heart and connect more with myself and my emotions. So a big shift starting to happen there. I became more confident in myself and more connected to joy, to happiness, to life. I would say it's a connection to life in the end. And then I also started to integrate this into my professional work. I started to work with my clients, individual and in a group context. And I started to see transformations there as well. And it actually went faster and faster, instead of just staying at the talking level. So that was really cool to notice as well, that it was not only a theory that got preached in my study, but I could see it with my own eyes, that dance and movement is very transformational and it speeds up the process. And I would like to invite you now to write down for yourself, what is your story to your body and to somatic work, because your clients will ask for it, and it's important that you know and that they can actually feel that you've gone before them, that you also had your story and your transformation, because that will actually give them the confidence in you as a facilitator.
Right. So, oh my gosh, all the things that Mieke is sharing already are super juicy and super powerful. So we know that so many times we get so busy in the day that we won't be able to finish this training. But before this happens, I want to tell you that there's so much more juicy stuff coming along the way. And one of those things is actually that we're going to be hosting a training in person to become a dance facilitator and to build your dream business. So we're super excited about this, because it's not just only like a 7-day trip to Mexico. You will also get the opportunity to work with us for 3 months more afterwards. So you really get everything to the spot. So if you are a therapist, if you are an HR trainer, if you're a teacher, if you're a social worker, if you're creating transformation in the world, if you want to help people go through transitions in their lives, this is definitely for you, because you want to make sure that for a holistic approach of your business, you do have a piece where you talk about and work with the body, because the body is so important. And I can tell you a personal story. Like for me, when I really drop into the body, I get messages that are so clear, to the point that one time I was dating someone and I got a message that said, run away. I did not listen, because I didn't really trust my body to have all this knowledge. And a couple of months later, I had a stalker. So yes, this is very, very important to learn how to listen to our bodies. And I know this is like not a business example, but this is my example. This is exactly what happened to me. So if you want to have a holistic approach to your business, you want to make sure that you have some sort of practice that works with the body. And yes, dance is amazing, and we invite you to come to do dancing. But if in any case, this is not the right thing for you, just remember that even just breath work is a way to connect with your body. So any practice that brings you back into the body is going to help you really have a very holistic approach into everything that you do. So stay until the end so you can learn more about it, and you will have some extra surprises because you're watching this video to the end. So don't miss out on all the details of this amazing journey that we're gonna join with a couple of people who are ready to take the next step and really embody their business into creativity and just grow it into an exponential way. And also, you will learn how to run retreats and host workshops from me. So super fun. Anyway, now we're going to be moving to talk about the facilitator. So stay put because we have the facilitator, and then afterwards we are going to be covering the business piece.
Now we are at the part of the facilitator, and I have a really important question for you, very fundamental. Like, why are you a facilitator? Why are you a healer? Why are you a coach? Like, why are you facilitating inner processes? Really take a second and dive deep into this. Like, what was the trigger? What made you decide to do this? Because that is your motivation. That is your drive. That is what you need to be able to just continue. We will need determination, right? So I want you to define it. And often you may notice that your why is coming from a wound or coming from a personal experience, right? Like a situation that you have overcome yourself, and you actually want to support other people now in a similar journey. And that is beautiful. And that is your strength. That is actually how from a wound you can actually become, you can make it better. Like you make it, you integrate it in your life, and you make it a lesson. And that is also a big transformation. And that is your inspiration. And that is what you actually want to achieve with your client, because they also have a wound that they want to transform, and they want to change that. Anyway, so also that brings us directly to the next point, which is the relationship between the client and the facilitator. Like often we think or as a therapist or a coach or a teacher, we focus all the time on our clients or students or participants, but there is a relationship. We are as important as them. Yeah, we also have our story, we have our background, and it's like a collaboration. So I really want to emphasize that it's a relationship. And what is the base of this relationship? That is trust. Because if there is no trust, there is not going to be a transformation. The client needs to trust you. How do you do that? That is by always showing up, being consistent, being transparent as a facilitator, being congruent, walk your talk, and so on. It really is about integrity. It's about your values. It's about honoring that relationship, that they are also like trusting you. So we need to be sure that we are worth it. Yeah, it's important to acknowledge that. So then also in this relationship, there's gonna be roles. Yeah, like a client comes with a question, and we as a facilitator, we have the role to actually create this safe container, because without safety, nobody is going to open up. Nobody is going to be able to have a transformation without a safe container. And another point is also the agreements, like clarity. What does the client actually come for? What is the person coming for? What is their goal? So all of this is really important to clarify at the start of this process. And I call it a process because it's really a journey. All right. Then I already talked a little bit about the processes, right? And for me, that is really important. I can identify as a coach, as a therapist, as a counselor, a teacher, training, I'm all of it. But I identify the most with the word facilitator, facilitator of inner processes. And there are different inner processes: emotional, psychological, relational, spiritual, at the body part, at the body oriented, bodily level, right? And I want you to think for yourself, like, what is the aspect, which kind of process do you focus on with your clients or participants? And maybe you will find out that maybe it's not one. Probably they will come in with one question. Yeah, for example, they might ask you, like, please help me find a purpose in my life, which for me is at the level of spiritual or existential level, right? But when you start working with someone, you will not only stay on that level, you will actually also explore different ones. For example, you will zoom into the relationships of the person or the activities, the network. How is that person connected to their body? How is that person connected to the emotions? What is the perspective of life? And so on. So you will always work at several levels at the same time. All right. So then now I would like to explain the heart method, because whatever I facilitate, I actually have the heart method in the back of my mind. And then if you can show this. So whatever I am doing, like whichever methodology I am actually using, whatever work context I am in, I will always have this heart method with me, right? So it stands for holistic. Holistic, I mean, I go back and forth between different dimensions, as I already just explained before, like different inner processes that are possible, like the body, the mind, spiritual, and so on. But also holistic in the sense that we look at a person individually, but also in their network, like socially, or even bigger, like in the culture, the society, the time frame. Or even if I would give somatic work, there are also different modalities in there. So it's about opening up our perspective and our mind, and really see how can I serve my client the best. So a holistic frame for me is very important. Then embodiment, which is all about awareness. It's about awareness of the body. And I already explained that before, why that is important. And then with active, I mean with dynamic, with doing, right? It's not only about doing the tools, I want them to be interactive with me. It's a dialogue. It's a common process. Just we all have a different role. Yeah. So then there is the second last one, reflective, and I refer to self-reflection, because a process or a transformation without self-reflection is not really transformation yet, because the self-reflection actually will allow someone to take out the lessons, like what did that person learn about himself? What is that person going to do with it for the future? So the self-reflection is a really, really important element. So always in a session, I will give self-reflective questions. And then obviously the transformation, which is key, and it's really the journey. It's a transformational journey towards self-connection, because from self-connection, the magic is actually happening. The answers are coming from the self-connection. Someone actually can tap into the intuition and the inner answers. It's also about connection to other people and also connection to life. And a transformation is only possible if we as a facilitator bring in the intention of the transformation. Yeah, so I really think that is key. It's about how we set up any session, any conference, any whatever. And that is the intention that is key, because that will give us the frame of how we will do something together with a client or a participant.
Okay, the moment has come where I get to tell you about the Transformation Accelerator training that we're going to be hosting in Mexico. And then after that, I'm going to go straight into the business piece. because I have so many juicy things to share with you about the business. But I also want to make sure that you are taking advantage of this information, because imagine all the things that you're learning already here multiplied by 150, right? Because this is a 150-hour training. We're going to meet for 1 week in Mexico, and it's going to be absolutely amazing. It's going to be the in-person parts. It's like 7-day trainings in Mexico, in this beautiful retreat center, very near Mexico City. Transportation is included, so you don't have to worry about absolutely nothing. The price will include meals, hotels, everything except for flight tickets, right? So you can get yourself from your beautiful location all the way to Mexico City airport. And in this in-person piece, I just want to talk you through the things that we're going to be covering that are very important and high value, that we really believe that are better done when they're done in person, right? Like really a dance facilitator training, you want to be there live. Like, I'm sure you can find so many other trainings that are online, and you can become a somatic facilitator and all these kind of things. But we all know the power of gathering in person, right? And for me, that I host retreats for a living, I can tell you that being inside this bubble, this container for transformation inside retreats, just makes the things happen 10 times faster. So I can already tell you that by joining this in the live piece, without even the online piece, you're going to have so much coming out of it. So you're going to learn how to integrate into your practice the heart method. And if you don't have a practice yet, you can set up your practice just with the heart method. So you actually can be new, completely new at this, and get this knowledge that you can actually transform into a business that is profitable, successful, and that is fulfilling your passion and your heart. Right? You're going to learn with Mieke how to facilitate emotional, psychological, spiritual, and relational processes, because this is something very important. You want to learn how to hold space for people in person and online, because it makes such a huge difference when you are in this different scenario. So you're going to be learning all this, right? And you're going to also get access to the Transformation Accelerator container. So everything that we've been talking today in these like pieces, we're going to go so much in depth when we are in person, because we want to make sure that you are super clear to who's your client, who are you as a facilitator, like why are you doing this, what is driving you, and then from there we're going to build the business foundations based on your why and your passion, your purpose, and what you want to create, and then you're going to take it to the next level, right? Because all these 3 pieces need to be together. So you are going to be learning this in this container, right? And then after that, we're going to meet 18 times more online to craft your energetic branding. Yes, I'm going to help you build your brand, right? And your heart-centered and profitable business. I'm going to teach you how to build or grow your community. I'm going to teach you how to take everything into the next level, how to do less and get more. What happens after you reach out to these 40 people in your network that are usually your first 40 clients? Where do you go next, right? What happens when you run out of referrals? Like, how do you keep your business growing? We're going to talk about all this. So I'm going to teach you about energetic marketing and branding. We're also going to be talking about pricing. And this piece, we're going to do it already inside the container, where you are learning actually how to run profitable retreats. Yes, I am skipping a little bit because I'm talking about one of the bonuses already, but I can't wait. You're also going to get pre-live training sessions, so you're really prepared before you come to this program. You're ready and to gain as much of this. And then you're going to master the heart method, because you are going to practice it, right? There's practice sessions. There's so many things that we can learn. Like, like the ratio of people who actually complete online courses is 5% of the people who actually purchase them, because there's no consistency, there's no practice. We don't keep doing it. We're like, oh yeah, maybe later, maybe tomorrow, and then you never finish the program. That's why having this combination of in-person and online is so important for us, right? Because we're going to make sure that you are doing the work and you're practicing and you're getting good at this, because we want you out there helping other people. We don't want you with tons of video recordings sitting in your computer that are doing absolutely nothing for you or for anyone else. One of my biggest reasons I do this in this business and I work with people in the transformational world is because I want to create an impact. I want to create a positive impact in the world. Right. And then we're going to have some integration sessions post-training to see how you're doing, how did everything right? Because at the same time, you're going to be learning how to facilitate this, but you're going to learn this as a personal practice for you. So you're going to learn tons about yourself while we're doing this. So you want to make sure that you have the support system that is us after the fact and after the transformation and after all these eye-opening experience that you're going to be having, right? And then now I'm going to talk to you about these bonuses. So we have 4 amazing bonuses for the people attending this session because it's so, so powerful. And we really want you to come. Like really the value of this is over the value of the whole program on its own, because we want you to really succeed, right? So first, you're going to get access to Mastering the Art of Retreat Planning, and it's my 12-week live program. So no pre-recorded things. You're going to be live with me learning how to master the art of retreat planning. And this is where all my clients are making 30,000 profit out of their retreats, right? So you want to be there because you want to be making $30,000 out of profit, or as much money, or whatever number it is right for you, right? But my clients are thrivers. They want to make more because they know that the more abundant they are, the more change and impact they can have in the world. They can be generous and they can give to charities and they can do so many other things, and they can sponsor people, they can give scholarships, right? You're also going to get access to my program, 8 Days to Abundance. And it's an 8-day live program that I'm going to be running as well, where you are going to come and you are going to experience working with abundance mindset and releasing all the limiting beliefs. So if you thought that these $3,000 and $30,000 profit out of Mastering the Art of Retreat Planning is unobtainable, right? If a thought like that or some fear came into your body, maybe your stomach, you started like feeling your stomach twitching, like, what is this? This feels very, very uncomfortable. Well, that's why you're going to get access to 8 Days to Abundance, because you want to make sure that you are ready to receive everything that you desire and that you deserve. You're also going to get an on-site photo shoot for your website during the retreat, right? So you're going to come out of there with content for you to start your business or grow your business or add dance as a part of your business. You're also going to be getting a website audit once you have it with feedback from us, and you're going to learn what's the best ways to actually have a website that really portrays the message. And I know at the beginning I said you don't need a website. So if you choose not to have a website, that's totally fine, right? But if you want to have a website, we will be doing this website audit for you. And now I'm going to take you through the prices, because the reality is that prices are the important piece, right? But I think it's very important that we cover them already. So when you have this chance to book a call with us and find out if this is the right fit for you, you already know what you're getting yourself into, and you are ready to invest in yourself, because this is about investing in yourself. And I can tell you, every single program that I've joined, I've always made myself the intention that I'm going to get the investment of my program 10 times back. And I have to tell you, every single program I've joined, I've made my investment 10 times back. And I joined programs that are like $3,000, $4,000, $6,000 a pop, right? So it is definitely possible. I'm here to show you how, if you will let me and allow me to take you in this beautiful, beautiful journey. So the special offer, we do have an early bird for the first 4 spots, because this is a very unique offer, right? And this is just for a couple of people who are ready to embark in this journey. We want to create this community and build, and then we can just keep growing all together. So if you join and you're one of the first 4 people who joins, you will get the price of $3,197 in a shared room, right? So this is a shared accommodation. It's all inclusive except for your flight ticket. So once you pay this, you don't have to worry about absolutely nothing, unless maybe you want to get a massage. I will. So you get to choose if you want to have a massage as well, right? And then the regular price of this program is $3,997. So after the 15th of August, this is going to increase to this price, right? And just so you know, the bonus value, like all the bonuses that I talked about that you're going to be getting, it's worth $5,000, almost $500 on its own. So if you're ready, just book a call in freecall.theretreatplanner.com. You will have the link in the bottom in the comments, so you can actually book a call and find out if this is the right fit for you. So now I'm going to take you into the business piece. So I'm super, super excited that you stayed here, and I'm going to teach you some awesome stuff that happens and you need when you are building your dream business. Okay, well, so now we got to the juicy stuff, the business part. I know you were all waiting for this. I know we all love to dance and we love to move, and this is so, so important for your business. But I also understand, as we said in the beginning, that if you are an amazing dance facilitator and have no business, then it doesn't work. And if you have a business and you want to be a dance facilitator and you don't know how to be a dance facilitator, that also doesn't work, right? So you want to make sure that you have all your ducks in a row when you're building your business and you're creating the life of your dreams. Because honestly, this is what we are doing here. You are going to be able to create the life of your dreams because you deserve it. Right? There is no one can tell you what you deserve and what you don't. If you desire something, you can get it. Go get it. Start now. Take these actions. This is one of the biggest things that I can tell you that is so important when it comes to business, right? For me, business is 80% mindset, 20% execution, right? So if in your mind, your mindset, your emotions, not your mind, like the thoughts, like this machine that is just working all day long and telling you, helping you make 35,000 decisions a day, not that one. The mindset, the heart, the purpose, the connection with who you are, these moments where you feel like tingling in your arms, right? These moments where you have goosebumps because you're like, oh, this feels so right. This feels aligned. This is exactly what I'm craving, what I'm missing, what I want to add into my life, right? Those moments that feel so much more actually in the body than in the mind, right? That you just know, have you had those moments when you just are like, oh yes, this is it. I just know. Then this is what you're looking for when it comes to feelings and emotions in your business. This is the mindset piece, right? It's closing your eyes and seeing yourself being the facilitator, teaching people how to transform their lives through dance, through movement, guiding a training session in your corporate office to all these beautiful workers that don't know how to connect with themselves, right? Giving a private therapy session for someone who needs to move some blocks from their heart, so they can go on a date again. This space where you are hosting a retreat and you see the beautiful faces of people just pouring in tears of happiness because they got to connect with who they really are. They remove wounds from the past. This feeling, that's what you want to nurture in your business. Not the technical stuff. The technical stuff comes separately. It's 20%, honestly. This is the things that you want to nurture in your business. This feeling, what you want to create, right? If you are a school teacher of children in kindergarten, how do you feel when you see that they're actually paying attention? That is not all like a jungle inside of the room, right? This is the mindset piece of the business, and it's so, so important. And I love working with this because it's so powerful, and we get to release all these blockages, these belief systems that do not allow us to feel fun and joyful while we dance. Sometimes we feel like we need to be kind of like the robot, right? Just stay in your lane, don't do anything outside the box because it's not accepted, right? But the reality is that if you have a calling and you know that you can heal through movement, other people can too. There's this phrase that I love that says, if you heal, I heal. I love it. It makes so much sense. And then we all heal together and we become better. This is beautiful. And this is part of having a business because you are allowing people, this is what you're doing when you're building a business. You're allowing people to have a transaction with you, to create a relationship with you, right? And to have transformation. You're just putting the doors for them to come and do this change in their lives. Right? Does this make sense to any one of you who's listening here? I know you're probably not able to answer right now, and that's okay. But I want you to really go deep inside of you again and see yourself with this archetype of this amazing, very luxurious being that is full of light, that wants to share it with the world. And yes, that human being has a website and has a funnel and, maybe sends emails once a week or twice a week or once a month. But that's you. Really fulfilling your purpose and also allowing yourself to be seen. Because so many times, the reason we don't take this next step towards our business, because we're afraid of being seen. Many of the people that I work with, actually, they have all the tools that they need to build successful retreats. They have a community, they have a website, they have a concept, they know event planning, they know all the things that they need to know. But they don't believe in themselves. They don't want to be seen. So they hide behind the computers and they blame it on the algorithms. Facebook doesn't show my post. That's why it didn't sell. It's not really like that. We want to be seen. And when you have a business and when you are also, if you're working for a corporate, this is going to work for anyone. If you're in a corporate office, I used to work at the corporate office myself, right? I used to go to all these trainings. I used to train people sometimes. If you're working for a corporate office, if you're a teacher, this also works for you. You know why? Because it is all about your personal branding. If you want to grow within your company or move to the next company, you cannot be afraid of being seen. You cannot. You have to have your personal branding. Like, you are your brand. And when you have your own business, it's the same. You are your brand. Your brand is part of it's an extension of your arm. People buy emotions. They buy feelings. They buy trust. If they trust you, they see you, they will. So let me give you an example. If you are somewhere and someone comes and offers you this lifetime of a deal retreat, like $300 for 1 week, but it's a robot. It's this video with this automated voice. Are you really going to go for it? Probably not, because it's, first of all, I would think, oh, this is definitely a scam. And secondly, it's because we all crave human connection. So if in your business, you're creating connection with other human beings, you're already 95% ahead of many, many other people and many other businesses, right? So creating this connection, it's so, so important. So this is the second piece I want to talk about, right? So the first one is mindset, really walking the talk, seeing you as you are, this beautiful life coach, therapist, teacher, consultant. The name doesn't really matter, but seeing yourself doing really what you are passionate about, right? What change, what impact do you want to create in this world? Why are you here? We're not just here to watch Netflix and eat pizza every day. If you want to do it from time to time, it's perfectly fine. This is not our destiny. We're not here just to be part of the crowd. We're here to evolve and to become better humans, right? So mindset, being seen, and consistency. Being consistent is keep showing up. Even sometimes there's your ego and your mind is going to come and it's going to knock on you and it's going to be like, oh my gosh, why are you doing this? You can't. Go back and get yourself a 9-to-5 job. Go get yourself at a convenience store. So, you don't have to worry about this and you get a paycheck every month. It's going to happen. It's normal. So don't be scared because it's happening. But you get to make a choice because we're human beings with free will. Isn't that amazing, right? You get to do a choice. And this choice is, do I listen to my ego and to this fear that you actually can feel in your side of your body, right? Takes over. It's like it puts you like kind of like in a freeze mode, right? Like when you're like driving and you almost crash your car and you're like, that happens, right? You're going to freeze at some point, but you get to choose if you stay there frozen or if you fulfill your purpose. So here's this invitation to take the next steps, to really have the mindset right, work on being seen, if it's applying to be a guest on a podcast, writing an article if you don't like to be on video, recordings, be the reels for like a whole afternoon and have reels for a whole month ready, right? Whatever you need to be visible, right? The mindset is really all about like, you can meditate, you can breathe, you can dance, and it brings you into this energy, right? You can bring your mindset with that. And then consistency, just keep showing up, automate your social media posts. If you don't want to do it every day, automate, book a time of the week that you're saying every single week, I show live, because this is creating consistency, as this is creating community. 2 days ago, I just had a call with someone who booked a time with me. And the first thing she said is like, Leni, I've been watching you and I haven't said anything, but I feel right now is a time for us to have a chat. This happens a lot. I've been watching you. They don't have to say anything right now to later on become your clients. So if you're thinking there is no so many conversions right now, it might just be because they're warming up to you. All right, so keep doing the work, keep showing up. This is so, so important. Another thing that, of course, we don't have time in this beautiful, amazing call to cover, it's pricing. This is so, so important. And I am a big lover of pricing. This is one of my favorite topics to talk about. Actually, for me, pricing is more important actually than the sales piece. If your pricing is not right, then it doesn't sell. So many times we go through this mindset and we think, well, if I sell it cheap, more people will buy. Bullshit. I can tell you because I tested it myself many, many times, because I have fears and they come along and I'm like, what do I do with this fear? I'm just going to put it to test. I'm going to see what happens. And I can tell you, when I have my lower prices, the same amount of people sign up that when I have a $3,000 ticket. As simple as that. Why? Because it's about finding the people in the right moment. And the people who are paying more, to be honest, they pay attention. They show up. They're more invested in the process, right? I had so many people, because it was like such a low ticket, they showed up for the first session and never showed up again, because they didn't see that it was such a waste of money. For other people, if you pay $500, that's a huge investment, right? So it's okay. You get to pick your fishing hole. I'm not here to tell you what price is right, because there is no right answer. You want to find the price that is right for you, the strategy that is right for you. And this is something that we go really, really in depth, because depending on your business, then that's how your pricing and your business strategy has to be built. I think that is it when it comes to business. I just want you to just take another second and go back and really see who you are. And then, you might feel a little bit of discomfort here and there of things like you would like to change. And then now take yourself 5 years later, right? Imagine your future self and just close your eyes and see the emotions and feelings that you want to have in 5 years, and start feeling them today, right? Dream your dream business today and start feeling how you want to feel with it. You want to feel abundant? You want to feel joy? Do you want to feel fun? Do you want to feel creative, right? Probably you don't want to feel stressed, right? But if you want to feel stressed, no one to tell you that you can't. But ideally, you don't want to feel those things. You want to feel positive stuff, right? So start bringing your energy towards your dream business like it's already happening. And if you know that there's things that are missing, right, for you to go into the next level and to grow and to expand, and you like those, feel free to join us in this amazing, amazing program that we're going to have. Because I can tell you, everything that I've learned has changed my life. I know Mieke has the same. So this is a huge invitation for you to invest in yourself, to go to the next level, to take yourself to your dream business. Now is the time. Tomorrow, we don't know what's going to happen. So thank you. Oh my gosh, I forgot something super important when it comes to the business piece, because I was so excited. I was like, just like living the experience, that I completely forgot that I wanted to tell you all the different ways how you can monetize this training. I think this is like, and you know, as a facilitator, all the different ways that you can make money out of this. So you show up to your facilitator, like all your experiences, whatever you're doing, you know, your workshops that you're getting, everything that is happening, and you come from an overflowing cup, because you're not thinking about how you're going to pay rent, or how you're going to pay for groceries or mortgage, or how you're going to get yourself a new car because the one that you have is like going on fire these days, right? So you show up from a place of overflowing abundance, you know, you're like, boom, this is it. So you can serve people better, right? So this is very, very important. So I hope you stayed. Oops, it went away, but now I am really, really gonna go through this very, very quick, so I don't take much more of your time. Number one, you can have one-on-one therapies, right? One-on-one coaching, one-on-one sessions where you can take people. You can actually, instead of selling one session, you can sell groups of sessions, packages, 4, 8. Think about how many sessions minimum someone needs to work with you to actually create a transformation. If you're selling anything less than that, they're not going to get the transformation, and you know what's going to happen. They're not going to come again because they didn't see any change. So think about your process, your method, what you're offering, and then make sure that you account in general how many sessions someone takes to do this. For me, 8 sessions, right? In 4 sessions, we can do some stuff, but it doesn't create long-lasting effects, right? So think about that for you. So you can do this on one-on-one, right? So this can be in person, it can be online, totally your choice, right? Then you can also host workshops in your local community, right? So if there's a yoga studio or somewhere, you know, a dance place, and you can start creating this thing that once a month happens. Let's think about like full moon, new moon, first weekend of the year, of the month, right? Hosting these group workshops where you start putting it out there with your local community for them to start coming. I can tell you, my friend runs this curtain in her house, in her backyard. So if you have a backyard, you can also do it in your backyard, right? And she has this. And when we started, we were like 6 people coming. Now there's around, after 7 months, there's 35 people coming, and she does it once a month, the last Sunday of the month. We tested actually a couple of different timings to see what works. Now, Sunday at 11 in the morning, perfect time. Everyone comes and everyone knows that that's the date. There is no questions asked. And it just grew and grew and grew. You can do one full day workshop, right? Where you can also have a guest speaker or someone who collaborates with you. So you can talk about 2 different things, right? So you can have a dance piece, a dance facilitator part, and then maybe in the morning you have crafts, or, you know, you can have business sessions, you can have networking events, you know, sky is the limit. And you can co-host with other people, so people who are interested in one thing or another, and then you teach them how to bring their business through dance, right? How to anchor their ideas with movement, right? That's another idea. Now I'm going to talk about also, if you're working for a corporate office, if you're working in school, if you're working as a social worker, if you're working in the public sector. So if you have a boss, how can you monetize these training? It's very, very simple. You're going to be building your personal brand, and you're going to be gaining more confidence. You're going to learn a lot more on how you present yourself into the people. So next time when you go into a meeting to ask for a raise, to ask for a new job, first of all, if you're a girl, right? Only if you're a girl, hopefully, you're going to wear red lipstick this is my advice. There is like a lot of studies that show that if you wear red lipsticks to the meetings, people take you more seriously. So embodying who you are and being able to share your message from your core is going to take you to the next level of your career. Also, because you're going to be teaching it to other people, then they're going to be like, oh my gosh, she's the best trainer, she's the best teacher, she's the best this, because she really lets me learn from every single cell of my body this teaching, right? So if you're a social worker, how do you do this with like kids who are like struggling? And there's awards for social workers, right? If you start working on your visibility, maybe you're getting an award very, very soon. I'm just putting many, many ideas out there because I want to show you that the sky is not the limit. Whatever you want to do, you can do, right? So if you're working for someone else, 100%, you can go into this space and you can create your own brand and implement all these teachings. And then you can go and say, hey, I'm more trained now. I would like a raise. I am ready. See my results? The engagement score of my team is through the roof. Whatever it is, you can make it happen, right? So this works in that way. Then later on, you can also run online workshops for dance and movement for people to get to know you and experience different things, right? So you can definitely still use it online. It's not only something that can be used in person. You can also run retreats. And I'm going to teach you how to run retreats that are profitable, successful, and very important for me, heart-centered. You can be running retreats. They can be 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 7 days, 1 month. You can have one person at a retreat, or you can have 50, or you can have 70. Doesn't matter. You get to choose what you want your reality to become, right? So you can monetize in that. You can also become, if you're a consultant or you're a trainer, you can become a guest speaker at different companies that are hiring HR trainings to go and do trainings in different places, right? So you can actually go and pitch into the corporate offices that need movement, that they need team building, your services. So instead of finding 10 people to come to your workshop, you can actually find one client that will hire you. And then you can go back again and again and again. Like Citibank, so many of the corporations now have this. Shopify, they have a whole platform for their employees that they hired every month different teachers to come and teach yoga, meditation, different practices for their staff. And you can do whatever you want. You can create trainings online. You can create trainings in person. You can create an online course, an online program that with all mixing all the beautiful tools and skills that you have gathered throughout the time, right? Because this is a skill that you're going to be adding that is not just a skill, it's a way to transform, right? So you're not going to be selling the skill, you're going to be selling the transformation. I think I gave you quite a few ideas on how you can monetize these teachings and these trainings. But if you join me, or actually when you join us to the training, you are going to actually get to explore all of them, and we're going to go deeper into them, and we are going to find some new ones that actually work specifically for you. Have you ever dreamt of living in a jet? Maybe we can make that happen. Okay, that's it. No more ideas for now. Thank you for hanging in. And I look forward to chatting with all of you and see if this is a right fit, because as we know, this is not just one-sided, this is two-sided. So we are going to figure out if we are the fit for you and if you are the fit for us as well. So bye.